Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my firm assists physicians with employment contract issues. Today, I want to talk about whether hospitals pay off student loan debt for doctors. So, if a doctor gets a job with a hospital or healthcare network, can that organization pay off student loans for them? Well, the answer to that is yes, they can. The better answer is how often do they do that, and then how is it structured? I would say it's fairly rare and currently for any organization to agree to pay off student loan debt for a physician. I'd probably say less than 20% of the contracts I review include some kind of student loan assistance. And then also, there is easily a cap to how much the organization is willing to pay. So I will say probably $150,000 is probably the max that I've seen. Usually it's somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000. So let's kind of talk about how that is structured. So it's usually one of two ways. So if a physician signs an employment agreement with the hospital or network, there will be language in there that says, we will provide you with this amount of student loan assistance. And so in that case, normally the physician is not just like provided a check and then they pay off the loans. The organization will pay an amount directly to whoever the physician has a loan with. And so, as I said before, the two most common ways that it's done is the organization will just simply cut a large check, so $100,000, and then they will just pay that directly to the loan provider. And then the physician would then have to stay for a period of time, or they would have to pay back an amount of that money. So I would say a normal amount would be anywhere between 2 to 4 years for some kind of forgiveness. And then how that would be forgiven would be, let's just say it's 4 years. Every month that the physician stays with the employer, 1/48 of that student loan forgiveness would then be forgiven, meaning 1/48 of 100,000 would be forgiven every month, and then they would work until it was completely gone. That's one way of doing it. The other common way of doing it is the employer will just set a standard amount. So let's just say $100,000. And then they will say, all right, over a 3-year period, we will just, each month pay 1/36 of that 100,000 directly to the loan provider. The benefit of that is that the physician doesn't have to worry about having to pay anything back. Obviously, the downside to that is, with interest, it just makes sense to get a big chunk up front, pay it all off, and then the principal that interest is being drawn from is much smaller immediately. Now, if a physician goes into a job and they're not certain they want to stay there for a while, or it's very possible they may leave after a year or two, then it might not make a lot of sense to take a huge lump sum up front and then have to repay it. There's some tax implications with that. I mean, it's kind of a mess. So depends upon the situation of the physician. If they're absolutely certain they're going to stay in the community, there's just no way they're going to leave, and getting that big lump sum up front makes complete sense. And then if someone's maybe iffy, then the other monthly amount provided to the loan company would be a better option as well. You can certainly ask for loan forgiveness. It's very unlikely, if the physician is getting a job with a private physician-owned group, that they're going to get student loan assistance. That's just reality. The vast majority of the time that student loan assistance provided is from a hospital or healthcare network. So that's one thing to think about. There's also some benefits of working for a federal program. you have the PSLF. Google that, and I'll go through that in a later video. But working for a federal provider is another way of getting all of your loans paid off quickly. Well, not quickly, but a better way of getting them paid off. So I'll make another video about that at some point. So anyway, so do hospitals provide student loan assistance? Yes. There are different ways of doing it. Do they do it very often? No. Specialty dependent. But hopefully that's kind of a little rundown of how it works. If you have any questions, you can always call my firm at the number listed below in the description, or you can also reach us through our website, chellelaw.com, CHELLE law.com. Hopefully that was helpful. These are all, when you're negotiating contract, there's all kind of little tricky things that you need to think about. This is just another one. So anyway, appreciate you watching this video, and take care.